All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Peace and salutations unto all the Akim, you brothers preaching his word in truth and in sincerity across the four corners of the earth. And Shalom to the hopeful elect, you sincere believers scattered wherever you may be. This is the brother Yaiquab.
Yeah, what's up?
From the Gary branch of Great Millstone, coming to you with another installment. I do here on my channel the scripture of the day. This one being Proverbs 27 and verse 9, and we'll jump straight into it. God.
This is Proverbs 27 and 9. Ointment and perfume rejoice the heart. So doth the sweetness of a man's friend by hearty counsel.
Yeah. So here the Lord is using a simile, if I'm not mistaken. He's comparing it to like with a nice fragrance or ointment. It rejoices the heart. Heart meaning the mind. You know, when you smell I'm heavy into the fragrances. So like, you know, when you get a good fragrance in the mail, you smell it, or you be at the mall, you come across a nice, you know what I'm saying, whether it be a Jimmy Choo, Dior, whatever designer you're into, and you smell it, you like the way, you know what I'm saying? You're like, damn, it like brightens you up.
It's refreshing.
Yeah, refreshing. It be lifting up your spirit. So rejoices the heart. So doth the sweetness of a man's friend by hearty counsel. And sweetness goes into pleasantness, just like a pleasant fragrance. You know, it's pleasing to the senses, it's pleasing to the smell. So it does something to you. You feel good. So doth the sweetness, pleasantness of a man's friend by hearty counsel. And that hearty counsel, let me grab that word hearty real quick in the etymon.
That's a little refreshing for me too.
It says hearty, courageous, spirited, zealous, from the heart, loyal, faithful, sagacious, wise. So wise counsel, that courageous, uplifting, spirited speech you're getting from a brother, that's also gonna lift up your mind or do well unto your mind, unto the heart. It rejoices the heart.
Another definition says nutritious and nourishing.
For refreshed?
For hearty.
Oh, hearty.
Be energetic. So, you know, whenever you get wise counsel, you know, from a brother, you know, initially it's coming from the Lord. So, you know, the Lord is going to send a brother, you know, to pretty much refresh you. You know, I'm going to get that word too. Refresh. You know, the Lord is going to pretty much rejuvenate you through the Spirit.
You know, it says comfort, strengthen.
Yep, it says comfort, strengthen, make as if new again, physically or spiritually. Let me see any of that.
That's mighty too. Cause then you hop out the shower, you put on your deodorant, you know what I'm saying, your lotion, whatever, and then your fragrance, boom, 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 you fresh. You get fresh. You know what I'm saying?
I got that word for you. Refresh. The first one I see is at the bottom. It says recharge. It says restore, revitalize, strengthen, energize, wake up.
Mm-hmm. Let me grab that word, counsel as well. Yeah, it says counsel. So the counsel you're getting from a brother, it says counsel in the etymon, advice or instruction given, mutual advising or interchange of opinions, consultation. Advice, counsel, deliberation, thought, plan, opinion. And really, it is wise because how? You know, he's a follower, he's a believer of Yahweh Shem Yahshai. We believe, you know, who we surround ourselves with. These are men of the Lord. And so, you know what I'm saying, we revere highly what these men have to say. You know, and then especially brothers with more experience or older brothers in the faith, or even just older in age period, because they've been through life, they've been through experiences to where us younger brothers coming up in this walk and also just in age and life period, we could take heed and apply, you know what I'm saying, what they're telling us through their experiences so we don't have to go through it. or giving us like a one up, like what to expect if you're going into a certain situation. You know what I'm saying? A certain, hell, you could like say example like an interview or a place to look at where to live, you know, or how to deal with women. All these different things. It's just different examples. Brothers will give wise counsel on.
Precept.
You got it, bro.
This is Proverbs 1:5. It says, "A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsels." You know, and those wise counsels come from, you know, our elder brothers, you know, elders in this truth, you know, people we look up to. You know, it's not even just people that we look up to, people that we respect, you know, because we know that they come in the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. You know. Right there.
The babes. You grab a Proverbs 15:3.
Yeah, I got you.
Oh no, it wasn't 15:3. What was it?
23.
23. Con. Yep, you got it.
We can start at 22.
Yeah, con.
This is Proverbs 15:22. It says, "Without counsel, purposes are disappointed, but in the multitude of counselors, they are established."
In the NLT, it says, "Plans go wrong for lack of advice. Many advisors bring success."
Mm-hmm.
And who's our main counselor we go to is Yahweh Shai. You know, first and foremost, we pray unto the Most High, especially like if we're in a jam or like a situation we don't know. Like it says, I think it's in the book of Sirach, where it says, above all this, pray to the Most High. You know, because while we do listen to brothers more often than not, you know, sometimes what you may need is from within. You know your spirit. Like it says, in more than 7 watchmen on the tower, you yourself, you go off, you know what I'm saying, your own intuition, they say, but your own spirit. Is to be the Lord that doesn't want you to do something, even when you're getting the certain advice, and if it's not sitting well with you, you got to just go ahead and listen to the Spirit, what the Spirit's telling you to do. Okay. And then above all that, pray unto the Lord, the wisest counselor. You know what I'm saying? Yahweh Bashim Yahushai.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna point out before you said all that, you know, even all forms of you know, of businesses, you know, in kingdoms, you know, they have counselors, you know, they have people that give them correct input, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, for a king, you know, he got his hand, you know, the hand of the king, you know, and he got advisors, you know, to let them know, like, to go to war, you know, to do certain imports and exports, you know, giving them right advice, you know, because he can't. Wise kings are not just gonna act on what they just want to do, you know. They get sound advice first before anything.
Oh yeah. And too, like you mentioned yesterday with the trade union, you think like a manager that may be over like a some type of segment or like a, you could say like a business or like an area, he may not be well equipped in certain areas, so he'll go to the electrician boss and get counsel from him. Mm-hmm. And then he'll go hire whoever he needs to for that job. And then he'll go to whether it be mechanical, electricians, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you talking about the foreman.
Yeah, the foreman will make the calls around where it's needed.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But then it's given onto, you know what I'm saying, the respective fields to then go ahead and attack that problem. You know what I'm saying? But he's still getting the advice from them because he doesn't know, you know what I'm saying, the ins and outs of that field. That's why you got those men in that craft.
Yep. To answer your point, you know, I had a teacher a few months ago. He said he was a foreman, but his main craft was being an electrician. You know, so he's not going to be well versed and well rounded in doing construction. You know. Mm-hmm. Doing all these things, so you know he had to end up asking around for certain things that go on. Even though he's the head, you know, of that job.
Yeah.
You still got to attain wisdom through other people.
And even in that's a form of humbling yourself. You know, reaching out, putting the pride to the side, like, damn, nah, I don't know this, so I'm not gonna make that decision right away. Like, let me go ahead and make a few calls, and I'll get back. I'll get back to you, because you know it says plans go wrong for lack of advice.
Yeah, man, it's real.
Con,
Need them second and third opinions.
con.
Let me get this 23rd verse, Proverbs 15:23. A man have joy by the answer of his mouth, and the word spoken in due season. How good is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So sometimes you might not even get the answer that you want initially, you know, but through asking brothers, you know, asking other people that's more suitable, like more suited, you know, in that situation, you know, it's gonna happen at the right time.
Con.
You know, it says how good is it, you know, in due season, you know. Eventually you're gonna get the advice that you need, you know.
Yep, it's gonna be that pleasant, pleasantness by that hearty counsel, like we opened up with, just like the good fragrances, man.
Bro, let me see if I get any more presets with this.
Some good Versace. Bro. Some good 9 p.m. Latafa. Some good fragrances. It does something unto you.
Okay, I got one. This is Proverbs 25, verses 11 and 12.
Okay.
It says, a word fitly spoken is like apples of gold and pitchers of silver. As an earring of gold and an ornament of fine gold, so is a wise reprover upon an obedient ear. You know, so getting reproved or getting advice or getting corrected, you know, from a wise man, you know, it's likened to all those things, you know. It could give you abundant of things, you know, and eventually it's gonna make you wise, you know, because wisdom is above all these things initially.
Mm-hmm. Above the rubies.
Exactly, above jewels and gold, you know. But at the same time, that's what it's likened into, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Oh.
Let me see. Then I'll head on that one unless I can try to find another one.
Let me go ahead. Let me grab that one I had quoted, because I didn't want to butcher it. I'll just
Which
get
one
it.
that one? Was it Cyrac or
Yeah, it's a Cyrac. Let me look it up. I know it says, above all this, pray. Yep, 37. And I'll start at 12. And we can end with this unless you have some.
Okay.
This is Sirach 37 and 12. It says, but be continually with a godly man, whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Lord, whose mind is according to thy mind, and will sorrow with thee if thou shalt miscarry. Yeah, so, and why? Because he's not going to steer you the right way, or he's not going to steer you the wrong way, Salakia, Satan. Slip of the tongue. He's not going to steer you the wrong way, because he fears the Lord at the end of the day. And he don't want to see you fall. And he knows that if he was to do that, the blood will be upon his hands.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And then he's also going to start with you if you are fucked up, down bad, strung out. Why? Because he knows, you know, not entirely everything, because no brother truly knows what's going on in the brother's head. But he could relate, because he's in a walk as well.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that this is a fight. So it says 13, it says, and let the counsel of thine own heart stand, for there is no man more faithful unto thee than it. Yeah, it says, for a man's mind is sometime wont to tell him more than 7 watchmen that sit above in a high tower. Yeah, so you get like 7 different wise counsels, but still, if it's still not sitting right with you, just go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, listen to the Spirit, bro. It says 15, and above all this, So above this all, pray to the Most High that he will direct thy way in truth. Because at the end of the day, our decision making comes from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and his will getting played upon the earth. You know what I'm saying? Even our fuck ups. Hey, it was written for it to happen. You know?
You probably get the 16th verse. We can go through that.
God. It says, let reason go before every enterprise and counsel before every action.
Yeah, so you need that logic, you know. Before you do anything, either it's coming from a brother, a family member, or yourself, or praying to the Lord,
Mm-hmm. God, you got something?
Oh, that was it, bro.
God. So with that, hey, Lord willing, this was edifying and exhorting. Again, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors again unto the apostles and the elders of the great millstone, who rule well and teach well. Shalom.
Shalom.
Wa Kwam Yasharala.
Kwam Yasharala.
Wa Ababa Ba.
Ababa Ba.
So.